Just moved into our new home. Neighbor vandalized my car and already called the city on us. We just bought a house and knew the previous owner. We knew they had problems with a neighbor across the street, Gary, like having the city call and complain about weeds and so on. We dismissed it thinking it was probably valid. We met all the other neighbors and they're all super nice and helpful, and agreed Gary is crazy and a big pain in the ass. We spent 2 months renovating the house before moving in and had a waste management dumpster bag out front holding miscellaneous debris. We moved in, and less than a week after moving in, I got a visit from the city inspector citing us for blight. She was apologetic, explaining the single baseboard that was outside of the bag needed to be put inside it. I was so shook and confused about getting a citation. She just explained, I can't tell you who the neighbor is, but the previous owners would have this neighbor complain a lot. I've been to this house a lot. I'm so sorry. I talked to the other neighbors we know, and they vented about him, saying it was ridiculous. All right, no prob. We can deal with this. Our niece is staying with us and had a friend stay the night. They parked across the street in front of Gary's house. When they went to leave the next morning, their front passenger tire was flat with the valve stem core missing. They, stupidly, drove to get air in it and got the core replaced. My niece called me to tell me what happened, and I mentioned it to my next-door neighbor, Nicole. She immediately exclaimed, OMG, that's Gary. I went over immediately, and she told me this story. A few years ago, Gary's next-door neighbor, renters, had their adult daughter living with them. The daughter parked in front of Gary's house one night. The next morning, Nicole was outside chatting with another neighbor when the daughter, distraught, says her tire is flat. They look, and the valve stem core is missing. She's panicked because she's going to be late for work. So the other neighbors help her get her tire inflated and fixed. Nicole said it was such an odd thing to have happen because these parts don't just fall out. It has to be physically removed with a tool or gizmo. Fast forward to yesterday. I go to Nicole's house and talk to her and her husband. He had taken a picture of the car parked at Gary's, thinking it was a car from a VRBO down the street, and was worried something would happen, not knowing it was my niece's friend. In the photo, you can see she's not parked illegally. She's perfectly legal on the street. We have no proof it was Gary, but obviously suspect it was him. My spouse and I are so mad, and I'm petty as hell. So my current plan is to file a police report to document it, have the police talk to Nicole and her husband, and set up the next night vision cameras money can buy, and I can afford, to cover all aspects of my yard, plus get some for Nicole's house. What else should we do?